Well, when we get closer to Christmas, we'll play her version of Oh Holy Night. That one just sends chills up your spine.
Mm-hmm. Going to have to play it pretty soon. You and I are not going to get real close to Christmas here.
Well, that's true. That's true. Shh. Now, Mark, would you quit?
The Breakfast Flakes podcast brought to you by the Blue Cat Bar and Grill, next to the Roadside Event Center in Huntley. The Blue Cat, it's where it's at.
Folks, Billy Swan, I can help. The long version.
Oh, God, again?
One more time. Well, back then, radio stations would cut the songs down. So radio stations are only playing 3.5 minute versions of songs. And he knew that they could cut that down. So they stopped where they stopped on the first time. But then he kept going because he wanted the long version for his album. And he was playing actually in Rita Coolidge's band at the time. And Rita was married to Chris Christopherson briefly. And the organ you hear on that song was a gift from them.
It was a gift?
It was a gift from them.
It was a gift?
That was a gift.
God, ended early. That would be a gift.
Well, we got enough. We got what we need. Go ahead and shut her down. 35 degrees out there for mid-November. Folks, this is unusual. Got a little rain. The ground wasn't frozen, so that was good. Paul had mentioned something. One of the first commercials we played this morning talked about a $5,000 signing bonus. I remember my first bonus when I started out in the working world. Hey, Dad, I got hired at 4B's to bus tables. All the Coke I can drink and free chicken.
Yeah. I remember when I first came to Montana, I think my W-2s were like $3,800 for the year.
If you go back and look on that on the website for that and see what you lived on back in those days.
I know, it's crazy. And now they give signing bonuses and automatic increases after a 6 months review, getting people to work.
But it's many years later. We've been at our profession for a very long time, and we have a different bonus structure now.
That's right. That's right.
And our bonus structure is so good, we invite people to come enjoy our bonus with us.
How many days? 67?
67, I think, yeah.
67 now.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Ran into somebody yesterday that was at the giveaway, and it was the first time they had been there. And they said, you know what? You guys always talk about how that's the greatest party. That is the greatest party. I said, it's a good time.
It is. It's a party unlike, well, like a lot of stuff we've done over the years, unconventional. It's a party different than any party you've been to before.
We don't want everybody to show up, drink for 2 hours, and then pull a name out of a hopper.
Right. It's way different.
Yeah.
And if you want to experience it, well, maybe next year, who knows? Maybe there will be another one next year. We don't know at this point, but
if there is, you better have Carol on speed dial.
Next year,
Yeah.
That's right. Yep, next year. Yep, better. But yeah, I look forward to it every year. It's a good break for me, and right before calving season, that kind of stuff. And yeah. Talked to my sisters yesterday. My mom's not doing well. They're kind of getting her some hospice care now.
Oh, geez.
Stuff like that. But you know what? It doesn't bother me because she's 95,
right,
and she's been ready to go for years.
Right.
You know, since Howard left.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to be with Howard? So I get it, but you know, just keep her comfortable and out of pain, that kind of stuff.
Right.
You know, and like my sister said, God, you know, no more lab tests and X-rays and poking and prodding anymore. Just keep her comfortable and let her go.
You know, because of issues with both my knees this year, I've never been to so many doctor's appointments in 1 year in my life. And it's not a fraction of what the seniors go through.
I know.
And I could have gone and seen a couple more, and I may at some point do something about the knee. My mobility is not what I would like it to be. But I got to a doctor's appointment back in September, and I said, hey, that's the last one I'm going to this year.
Well, like Wilson said, I'll just wait till Jake shows up someday and visits, and I'll go out and see him. But yeah, you know, we all get to that point, and she's been wanting to go for a long time, and she had a little bout or something last week, and they had to get her. And you know, it's just to that point. She's ready to go. So.
Well, I think you look at it exactly right. 95.
Yeah,
that's a great life.
Yeah, 95. So you know, I want her to go. I want her to go peacefully and exit this world. She got what she wanted in November. She said she wanted to live long enough to see Donald Trump get elected president, and also Maddie's baby, and she has.
Right.
So you know, I can't be sad for that. I mean, she's lived a great life, like my dad. And I've told this story before. When my dad died, I was down in the shop. My dad was pushing 100 and lived at home his whole life. He was only on hospice, Mark, for like 16 hours. That was it. They brought hospice to the house. They put him in the. He didn't want to. He wanted to die in the family room, though. He didn't want to die in the bedroom. He says, no, I want to be in the family room. So they put him in the family room where he was, because that's where he always read the paper, and he watched the ball game all the time in there and stuff, and he wanted to be, so he's in the family. It took him like 16 hours. Gone. I got a call. I was down in the shop, and I told Mark this. I sobbed for about 20 minutes right away. Then after that, it was over. 20 minutes and it was done. I did his eulogy. I had people laughing, and I didn't even cry. I don't think I even cried at the funeral because I was so happy for him that he had lived that kind of life. Right. I mean, God, I'm thinking, unlike me, where I'm going to have steel teeth and roller chain tearing my body apart, my flesh. Mark says this every day. Lets me know. Every day, folks, he lets me know inch by inch as I burn with the fuel all over my body.
Well, that's too bad, old Moshe, but he did not go quickly.
So, but it's just one of those things, and as long as they can keep her comfortable, and that family, those women in that family, though, they're tough. I mean, they can hang on a long time. Mm-hmm. So, look at Jimmy Carter. Guy's 100. He voted. They wheeled him in there so he could vote. He's been on hospice for, God, a year and a half or something. That guy, he just tough. Mm-hmm. Just hangs on, Some people are like that. And now Mark, on the other hand, if Mark cuts his finger, he almost pass out. The sight of blood will just, even looking at a medium rare steak sometimes from Mark gets him queasy. So we're all different. But she prayed a lot. Always praying for the kids. Then she'd pray for the election. I told you folks the story one time when she prayed to St. Anthony because I lost my moisture tester on my semi during harvest, and the next day I found it. I don't know. Hey, it's a powerful thing.
It is.
So I was telling Mark this morning when we were playing some of the great pick hits that we had today.
We had a good half hour this morning. Some good stuff I hadn't thought about in a while.
That Trump did very well among religious people in America. Even Catholics, Episcopals, Jewish people voted for him more, and a lot of that was from the anti-Semitism that came out of the Democratic Party. All the protests you saw, holding signs, death to the Jews, from the progressive nutjob little Democrats. And he did very well among those. In fact, he did well in Montana. We had the second highest turnout ever in Montana for an election. I think the tester thing had a lot to do with that. Mm-hmm. And, by the way, the Republicans got control of the House yesterday. It's official. They now have 218. So that gives them control of the House, the Senate, the executive branch, and they have the court. They ought to be able to get some crap done.
Yeah, no kidding.
And they're going to try. But and there's still a few seats left that have to be determined, so that margin could go up. But there was an article today, a couple articles today since we're talking about it. Trump boosted his level of support even among Catholic voters. Did better than Joe Biden 4 years ago among Catholic voters, and Joe Biden was Catholic, even though he didn't follow the Catholic doctrine. I remember there was nothing in school. I went to a Catholic school, folks, for 12 years. There was nothing in my school that said, when you're 35 and your babysitter comes over, you don't have her sit on your lap and say, hey, let's just talk about the first thing that comes up here. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do this delicately like I always do.
And for you, that's pretty good.
Thank you. He did not follow the Catholic doctrine. Trump did well among them. 8 in 10 black Protestants supported Harris. 15% supported Trump. Trump, though, got over a third of Muslim voters, got over a third of Jewish voters, got 6 out of 10 Mormons, got 7 out of 10 non-religious voters. And I was telling Mark earlier this morning, I was looking at these numbers, I said, a lot of Catholics are like Democrats. And I was baptized Catholic, and by no means am I a righteous person. I have done a lot of bad things in my life too, and I don't follow that doctrine word for word. I believe in God. I'm a Christian. try to live my life the way we're supposed to, but you just can't follow that doctrine. And or some people can. Some do, some don't. But Catholics are a lot like Democrats, because Democrats vote one way, they vote for all these policies, they vote for their ideology, they vote for their guidelines, but yet they live their life differently than what they vote for. Same way with the Catholics. I'm a Catholic. I go to church on Sunday, blah, 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 blah. But they live their life differently than what the religion calls for. So I get this article today. Catholic bishops are urged to boldly share the church teachings, even the unpopular ones. Hot button issues: condemnation of abortion, euthanasia, surrogacy, gender affirming surgery. See, this is exactly what I'm saying. Is I don't understand. You can't be a Catholic and be a Democrat both.
It's a busy month at the Blue Cat Bar and Grill in the Roadside Event Center. November 17th, sports fans, join us for the Cat and Grizz Sweet Sundries Cookie Class. Have a blast creating unique holiday treats. November 23rd, it's Glow Bingo with DJ Dave Austin. A fun-filled night with lots of lights and the chance to win big. Cooler temps call for the Cat's warm bread bowls with homemade soup. Don't miss prime rib Saturdays and sushi and sliders on Sunday nights. The Blue Cat Bar and Grill in Huntley, just 9 miles east of the Metro Park exit.
Or you are, but you're a part-timer.
Yeah.
See, that's the one thing about faith. You can't, if you're going to be dedicated, and then faith requires you to go by the laws.
My friend who's a pastor in a Nazarene church, he calls those people Easter and Christmas Christians.
Exactly. It's like New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
It's amateur night.
Yep.
Same thing. And I think people know what I'm talking about. They had a big meeting of bishops over there, and the church wants clarifies church teachings that promotes dignity of all people and protection of life from its earliest stages. So you got a lot of Catholics out there that are Democrats. Well, but you're just a part-timer then, is all you are. And I know I don't follow the doctrine word for word, complete, and so I admit it. But more and more fell in line with President Trump during the last election. A lot of Catholics around the country or Democrats supported the abortion rights on a lot of the state ballot measures. Well, that doesn't make you a Catholic. Well, my faith is really important to me until I vote. Well, you can't have it both ways. That's part of what faith is. And but if we get to the point where we could all accept this, we're basically all the same under God's eyes. We all have our flaws. So let's just try to get along here and do what's best for our children, our nation, our spouses, our family, and others. Then we all kind of fit in that same mold. But they try to divide you. And that's, I think, what this election, a lot of it was about. America did not like the direction and the division that we were seeing.
And being told how we were going to live.
Exactly. So anyway, that was one of the articles that was out today. I thought was kind of interesting. But the Republicans got the House yesterday, 218, so it's official now. And made some appointments yesterday. Got to sleep with one eye open all the time. You know, China, folks, is building a huge megaport down in Peru. A $1.3 billion megaport owned by a Chinese shipping company, Costco. Different than Costco out here. They're spelled Cosco. The development's expected to encompass 15 quays and a large industrial park. And to open up Chinese interest in resource-rich South America. That's interesting. Now, believe me, when these Chinese ships come down there and they dock, they're going to be unloading some stuff that, number one, we don't know what it is.
That's right.
And number two, when they go back, they're like truck drivers. They don't want an empty haul on the way back.
No.
So they're going to be taking some stuff with them on the way back. Stuff that's dug out of the ground. Wonder what the hell that is. You know, maybe uranium, plutonium, lithium, whatever they got down there. They're going to be putting it in there and taking it back. It's kind of like you folks that go to Mexico and you got some stuff in your suitcase that you check and the custom agent asks you, do you have anything? Nope. Nothing. Any jewelry, anything like nope. Nothing. No souvenirs, nothing. Everybody checks the box. That's what China's going to do when they get to Peru. But they're building a big megaport down there. So we got a lot of stuff we got to keep our eye on here in the next 4 years. And the president is hitting the ground running. He's getting these people in place, making his picks, making his list. He's checking it twice.
Well, much like you said yesterday, he knows he's got 4 years, and 4 years is a long time in people's lives, but not when you're trying to change a country.
No, 1,400 days. That's about what he's got. And he's, and plus, folks, here's the thing. You never know what the midterm elections are going to do. If the midterm elections switch power one way or the other.
True.
And he's a lame duck. So they got less than that. They got 2 years to try to get a lot of this stuff straightened out. John Thune elected the Senate president. He'll be running that. Mike Johnson won the Republican nomination to remain as House Speaker. So that's good. The gavel will remain with him. I like seeing some of these people from our neck of the woods getting power. Finally. John Thune, he's from South Dakota. He's going to be president of the Senate. You got Kristi Noem in consideration for Homeland Security Director. Steve Daines, he was in charge of the Republican campaign as he was the one directing money here and there. So it's good to see some people out here. Wyoming, you got Barrasso and others that are on these committees. It's good to see these people out here in our neck of the woods finally having a say, getting their hand in the mix instead of just these a-holes just from New York, Chicago, and all these other places that don't have any of our interest in mind. Out here, none, zero. So that's good to see. I don't know if you people listened late yesterday, but we got an article in late yesterday about walking and how good walking is for you. We talked about Dr. Purcell used to be here, and he was a big advocate about exercise and ice and all that kind of stuff. But walking. You know how they always say, something is the perfect food.
Mm-hmm. The banana.
Yeah. Potassium, minerals,
right.
Everything, just the perfect food. Well, walking is the perfect exercise. I'll go over some of these things we didn't get to cover yesterday from health experts. They found out now after extensive study, walking is just awesome. Not only improving your physical health, it improves your mental health. It helps you prevent disease. Now, people are going, how in the hell does it do that? Because it just does. Getting in your steps lowers the risk of a heart problem and helps lower your high blood pressure, dementia, which is good, depression, which is good, and walking can even help you avoid many types of cancer. This is what they found out in this recent big study. It improves your blood sugar levels, helps you lose weight, obviously, helps you sleep better, obviously. You get out, get exercise, get fresh air. The guideline is try to get 10,000 steps in. You can work up to it gradually. Doctor said you should also add other activities to your fitness routine. Resistant exercises, doing some exercise to keep you flexible. Some yoga, even some light stretching can help you. Surgeon General, new recommendations for you folks out there. Try to get at least 2.5 hours of moderate to intense physical activity every week, and it will help you with all these things. Now, just think of that, 2.5 hours. Last week, we went over the Bureau of Labor Statistics stats about people working, and the average work week is 34 hours now. Mm-hmm. That's what people were working. They're DOing most of the day anyway, but 34 hours. There's 168 hours in a week. 34 of them are working on average. Now, some of us work more than that. I get it. Some of us get exercise through work. That's good. I get that. But that gives you 134 hours left in that week to do what you want then. And doctors are only recommending 2.5 of those 134 hours that you have left for exercise. Mm-hmm. That's nothing. A 15-minute walk, 20-minute walk every day. You can get there. 20 minutes. Walking improves your blood sugar. Walking is good for your bone health, which is a problem when you get older. The low-impact exercising also that you do will help put less pressure on your joints, but it strengthens your heart and your lung, according to cardiologists. They want to make sure you know that walking is just not enough for your overall health and well-being, but it sure as hell gets you started and on the right path. Mm-hmm. Especially important for women whose bone health is more compromised as they age than men. Do you really need 10,000 steps a day? This dated back to the 60s, because that went to a study they did in Japan. The average American walks 3,000 to 4,000 steps a day on average. Sometimes setting a time goal is better. 150 minutes per week. Try to do, if you can, maybe 30 minutes a day. That's 210 minutes a week. Or you want to do it 3 times a day, you can. 1 time a day, depending on the weather. Doesn't matter. Just try to get your walking in. How do you stay motivated? You can walk with friends. Walk your dog. It's good for your dog too. Mm-hmm. People love their dogs more than their children. Well, walk your dog will live longer. Walk with a group. Try to do it together. Walk at a certain time in the evening or the morning, whatever you want, but walk. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. That's the thing. You just got to keep things moving, according to the health experts. You do that, it can help you in all of those different ways by something just as simple as a walk. A walk. So you golf, walk 9, then take a cart 9. Something, anything like that. But keep moving. What is it? Move it or lose it. Mm-hmm. You know, keep moving. Keep moving. So once you stop, that's when everything starts shutting down. So good health news yesterday about that. And it's so simple. Everybody can do it. It's not based on race, gender, color, income levels, any of that bull crap. Everybody can walk. Yeah. Everybody can walk. Hell, Mark and I see people getting their exercise in every morning down here on Montana Avenue at 4:40 in the morning, don't we, Mark?
Well, you know, apparently if you can add a little resistance, like not just walk, but push your shopping cart.
That's even better yet. Strengthen the legs and muscles. Uh-huh. Yes, there's tons of people. I saw a bunch this morning on the way in again, getting their exercise in this morning, walking up and down the streets. It's like Lonesome Dove. We're taking a bunch of cattle up to Montana. We need us a cook. And they went over there and they talked to the cook and asked him if he had a horse. And he says, I won't ride an animal. I'll walk the whole way. This cook walked behind his cook wagon the whole way to Montana. He walked. I won't ride animals. And walk. Just walk. That's it.
It's a busy month at the Blue Cat Bar and Grill and the Roadside Event Center. November 17th, sports fans, join us for the Cat and Grizz Sweet Sundries Cookie Class. Have a blast creating unique holiday treats. November 23rd, it's Glow Bingo with DJ Dave Austin. A fun-filled night with lots of lights and the chance to win big. Cooler temps call for the Cat's warm bread bowls with homemade soup. Don't miss prime rib Saturdays and sushi and sliders on Sunday nights. The Blue Cat Bar and Grill in Huntley, just 9 miles east of the Metro Park exit.
How many songs are there about walking?
Oh.
I mean, Mark could start the list when we left Billings, and by the time we landed in Cancun, he would still be telling you walking songs and the things behind walking. There are tons of walking songs. Different meanings, too. Somebody tells you to take a walk. Mm-hmm. That doesn't necessarily mean they're concerned about your health.
No.
There's a walk in baseball. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they call it a walk, but they did.
Yeah, because guys still jog to first base.
Yeah, that's right. But walking, one of the miracle drugs out there. There was, oh God, where is it? Did I not print that up? No, I've had to have print that up. No, it's here somewhere. They're up to 100. Oh, yeah. They're up to 104 cases now of E. coli from those onions that were on the McDonald's Quarter Pounders. You know, as soon as people started suing, this number went up all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. People that said they got sick from the onions. They're up to 104 now. Woman from Montana, she joined the lawsuit. But they'll have to settle. No doubt about that. They're selling Grubhub. That's what a lot of these companies do. Once they get up and get rolling and get popular, and as soon as they're popular and profitable, then they'll sell them to someone else who's in that business anyway, who's much bigger, has more money, and then they're out. I remember when the Wilkes brothers here sold their fracking patent. Well, and then they bought up all this land out here and up around the Snowies and all over, you know, they hedged their money that way, but that's what they did. Once they got fracking going and once everybody knew how great it was, they sold the technology. This is a European food delivery giant called Just Eat Takeaway. They're selling Grubhub. They own them, and they're selling them for $650 million. And they said that's just a fraction of the billions of dollars it spent to buy the platform 3 years ago. There's a New York company that is set to be their new owner. It's called Wonder. But last time they sold that part of Grubhub was back in 2020 or in the early days of COVID when demand for takeout meals skyrocketed. See, they capitalized at the right time. They bought Grubhub at that point for $7.3 billion. Well, COVID.
Yeah.
Everybody was ordering food. But see, those kind of things, we talked about this in the past, especially with the younger generation. Those kind of things just come and go. Just come and go. And you can only keep kids' attentions for so long. Now, what do we mean by that? Well, gosh, kids used to... First it was Facebook, then it was TikTok, then it was Instagram, and they just, you can't keep their attention very long. They're always looking for something new and different, and the new, we see it in technology all the time, from VCRs to CD players to, MP3 players, whatever. It just, Mark, have you heard about Blue Sky?
No.
It's a new social media platform.
It's also a Willie Nelson song.
See? Stewardess, please. Blue Sky, social media platform. It's gained 1 million users in the week since the last election. The platform's relatively new. It was a platform that was championed by former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey. It has only opened up to the public in February. Not many people knew about it, as this platform allows users to post a new place to share their thoughts and engage with others online. And that's what kids like to do.
Right.
We've lost. How many of you folks, show of hands out there, that can't believe the amount of social skills that our youth have lost through no conversation? Hell, Mark, can you imagine texting someone to see if they wanted to go to prom or twerp or something like that?
No.
You had to have the guts to do it.
That's right. You had to get shot down in person.
You did. Not anymore.
No.
The social skills really tapered off. But it's a new place where you post, share your thoughts, engage with others online. Since February, it's jumped 15 million users. And once that starts spreading, then that one will gain popularity, and the others will fade and fall off the wagon, but because they're constantly looking for something new, something exciting.
The latest, greatest.
The latest, greatest, rather than conversing, getting together with kids and things like that. And that's why I always tell folks, we have to give our kids in high schools and stuff every tool we possibly can to get away from that and engage socially with each other. That's why I've always been an advocate of, don't charge the kids to get into the games.
Here.
They'll spend the money on pizza sticks and fudge bars and whatever you offer anyway, charging them $8 to get in to watch their friends play basketball or their friends play football. We need to get them socializing again and back together again, and it's just one way of doing it. But we don't give them an option. We don't give them a tool that would help with that. Right. Sitting next to a girl at the game or anything like that. No. We don't give them that chance. And from the paper this morning, remember when they ran that safety levy or the recreational levy for $147 million, and people in this area shot that down faster than a pheasant. Well, article today in the paper, folks. A new recreation center in Amon Park that will include a privately funded ice rink and improvements to West End roads was the focus of the City Council's budget committee meeting last night. They want to improve Grand Avenue between 43rd and 62nd Street West. So, you poor farmers out there.
Oh, God.
You guys that still farm out there along that section of road, all those beautiful alfalfa fields and stuff, your life is going to just get worse and worse. Public Works hasn't determined the timeline yet. The projects are supposed to help subdue some of the chaos out there in the mornings. Now, I don't know, folks, if you've ever lived in big cities before, but Billings has no chaos in our commutes.
No.
None. Zero. Jake tells me about a 2-hour commute to go 9 miles in the morning or evening on this way home from the hospital in Los Angeles area. And when they do that, of course, they have to include stormwater drainage, new subgrades, surfacing, new sidewalks, additional lanes. And I bet my bottom ass dollar that But there'll be some bike lanes along that route now.
Oh, that's the thing now.
Yeah. The Grand Avenue project will be at least $25 million. They want to improve Rimrock Road. That will cost $10 million. They'll use the city's gas tax to do that. They also have concerns about 32nd Street West, Zimmerman Trail, Shiloh Road. Bill Kennedy asked about whether... Why is he still there? They asked whether Maloney Lane will see improvements in the near future. So he's got a friend that lives out on Maloney Lane or something.
Yeah.
One council member, this is good, expressed concerns because you express lanes and increase taxes required then to maintain more lanes of road. When roads become bigger, properties become less desirable. That's a big part of it too. But they also discussed the need for communication with the public about these projects. Then Mayor Bill Cole raised the topic of the plan to build a recreational facility at Amon Park, saying there is a need for speed in getting the project off the ground. Mayor, hold on just a second here. Let's learn from some lessons of the past about speed and jumping into something like the new water meter project that we did with such urgency and speed. All right. And now look at the problem. The center, called the Amon Recreational Campus, will include 4 indoor courts, a soccer field, which is already out there at Amon, an indoor hockey rink, and an outdoor pad site that can be developed into another ice skating rink later. That project, expected to cost $21 million. It will be funded using tax increment financing funds from the SBURA. Signal Peak Energy will pay for the indoor ice skating rink and has committed $6 million to the project. Signal Peak Energy. Coal people. Coal. The one that Mayor, isn't it funny, Mayor Bill Cole hates coal. Mm-hmm. The Democrats hate coal. And yet, folks, they're going to pay for that rink. They may even help with the outdoor rink as more funds come available. Good. That's how things should be paid for.
I'm all for it.
You bet. And yet, look at what Democrats do to the coal industry. Boy, he's willing to take the money, though, for the ice rink, but him and his party, coal haters, mine haters. Look what's gone up at Stillwater Mine. Look at the hoops they got to jump through. That's going to change, though, for at least a few more years. Cole said a Canadian businessman also has put money down to start a hockey league in Billings. Wants to do that. So, well, like they say in Canada, you know, in Canada, you got 9 months of winter and 3 months of bad skating. Mm-hmm. And but if they can get private money, good, go for it. That'd be great. I'd like to see our mayor change his tune a little bit then on coal and the environmental impacts and all the other stuff that he and his party support. But he sure as hell will take their money when they're going to put in a hockey rink and other things in his city. Mm-hmm. And but I'm glad that's private money and not going to the taxpayers to get it for an improvement, recreational improvement like that.
Back to the start of when you were talking about it, he knows what the taxpayers think of that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And he was, and to his credit, he was going to put up $500,000 for all the recreational stuff. So, you know, if you want, Mayor, you can throw it into this project. Mm-hmm. If you're looking to get rid of it, throw it into that project and get it off the ground, you know? So now I sure wish we could get some people to help, like Signal Peak Mine. I wish we could get them help with tumbleweed.
Yeah.
In their facility that they're building. Mark and I helped. We got their architectural, construction, and permit plans. We paid for all of it. We just decided to do it with our foundation money. Be nice if we could get Signal Peak Energy or Mayor Bill Cole to pump a bunch of money into that project so we don't have to kick our youth out on the street at night to sex traffickers to find a place to stay.
Which is much more of a need than a hockey rink.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I just threw that in there, but maybe they'll keep that in mind. So, got to take care of our kids. So. All right, Wilson, we only got 68 days till we fly out of here. We better get going.
Okay.
We're moving.
First news coming up, 6:12.
The Breakfast Flakes podcast brought to you by the Blue Cat Bar and Grill, next to the Roadside Event Center in Huntley. The Blue Cat, it's where it's at.